religions and ancient weapons. Weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side.
Welcome to Hokey Religion, the Star Wars podcast. Let's talk about Star Wars. This is Tyler.
This is Michael.
Welcome to episode 114.
114 times of messing up.
Just in general.
I've only messed up 114 times in my life.
We guarantee 114 mess ups on this episode.
That's it. Every episode is one more.
If you haven't heard all the mess ups on the prior ones, we always strive for the episode number to be the number of mess ups.
It's like an OCD thing. We have to.
Yeah,
the episode can't go well unless we mess up the number of times.
It's a weird paradox of having to mess up for it to be good.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, welcome back to the show that we definitely didn't forget about.
Well, yeah, we didn't forget about it.
Did you want to forget about it?
Well, is that what's being questioned right now?
Obviously,
we do still have this and do it.
Yeah, you know. Obviously, we did not have an episode on the prior week that we would have. If you follow us on social media, that's because it was during a...
It's not the time.
It was not the time for two white people to be making funnies, but a time to listen. And
honestly...
Of course, we're recording this on June 19th, which is Juneteenth.
We're really striking out here.
We're really striking out. If you are white and in America and don't know what the hell Juneteenth is, learn yourself something today. It's your duty to do so. But we will talk about Star Wars today instead.
We will. Not that we need to, or not that anyone
want
wants
us
it.
to. Not that anyone's asked
we
us
want to.
It's still a really rough time. In general, but also for Star Wars. First off, everything's wrong.
It's true.
Second off, everything's still wrong. And with most of the things that are wrong, Star Wars has certainly fallen to the wayside, as with all movements and activities.
My movements have certainly fallen by the wayside. I'll be here to say that.
I think those are supposed to fall somewhere specifically.
Oh, okay.
You should clean your apartment. So there have been some things, some of the announcements lately have been delays, but there are new things as well.
Can we talk about the Jedi Temple Challenge show first?
Yes.
Oh. Not the answer I was expecting.
Okay.
It's great.
It is fantastic.
It's really good. I really enjoyed it. I did not think I would.
If you don't know what the Jedi Temple Challenge show is, it was supposed to be a game show for Disney Plus, hosted by Ahmed Best, who is
of note.
Who is of note, who many will know as the voice of Jar Jar, to which he was irreparably damaged from the treatment by the fans, which is unacceptable because it's not his fault that movie was what it was. Or that character was.
It had nothing to do with him.
Yes. He was not at fault for that
Jar
movie.
Jar is not a good character.
Jar Jar as a character was not his fault. Someone else created that and requested that to be.
And he did really good at it.
And he did fantastic. And then he played a character. He had a little cameo in episode 2 as a guy that
Jar Jar.
No.
He
had a him. He was in it, not as Jar Jar.
He was in the bar.
Yeah.
Remember? He was like watching space golf or something.
Yeah, but it ties into Temple Challenge because he's related to that guy.
Is he that guy?
No. He's I think his brother.
His brother was a Jedi Master.
Just give me a minute. So, anyways,
Caloran Beck, I think, something like that is the name of the guy from the Master.
Yeah, Caloran Beck. It's a game show. It's basically Legends of the Hidden Temple meet Guts meet Star Wars.
It's Legends of the Hidden Temple meets the lightsaber building experience from Galaxy's Edge.
And it was going to be on Disney Plus, but they decided to put it for free on the Star Wars Kids YouTube channel, so that literally anyone can watch it because it's 100% free. And it's really good. Ahmed Best is a Jedi Master. His droid is voiced by Mary Holland, who is
Really funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's that there's 3 teams of 2 kids that are performing physical challenges to try to build a lightsaber.
There's a physical challenge. The first round, there are 3 rounds. The first
Yeah.
round is a physical challenge. The second round is a knowledge, trivia, basically. Except they're answering trivia questions based on a story they hear. And then the third round is the temple run, basically, from Legends of the Hidden Temple, where it's multiple, it's puzzle solving, it's physical stuff, it's, all that. But yeah, when I first heard about it, I thought, okay, that's a cool idea. I like the Legends of the Hidden Temple vibe from it. And then I didn't think anything else of it. I didn't think, I'll probably never watch it, whatever. So I turned it on for my kids. I think, 2 episodes have premiered. So we watched both of them back to back. And I was surprised at how it's really fun. It's really good.
It is.
It's it's reality TV.
I wished it was longer. That's the only complaint I have, is it feels like it's rushed because it is a game show.
It is super rushed, yeah.
But I mean, I get that, because all the game shows we had when we were kids were also like that. We're like, do the thing, it's the thing, and the stuff. Oh, the show's over.
But I don't tying it into building a lightsaber, and they get their kyber crystal at the end of the last round
if they succeed.
And Yoda talks to them, and they're like full Jedi.
The dark side tries
Padawans.
to tempt them, which is voiced by the guy that plays Darth
Sam
Maul,
Witwer.
Sam Witwer.
They can Sam Witwer talks to them as the dark side in the run at the end, and they can choose to go with the dark side to take a shortcut.
Yeah, but
and it
makes the next challenge harder.
Right. Which I thought that's a great way to do that.
Yeah. He is related to Ahmed Beck, who is his
Ahmed
character
Beck.
his character from episode 2, who was in the club on Coruscant.
Right. The one where they chase the shapeshifter.
Yeah. So he's related to him. I guess they didn't say they were brothers, they were related. Also, I didn't know that Kelleran Beck's lightsaber is purple as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
He hasn't ignited it.
No, he hasn't. But apparently, he has a purple lightsaber
Nice.
in honor of Mace Windu.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet. No, he totally deserves that show. I mean, he deserves a lot more than than the fans and people have given him. Yeah. But that's and awesome.
He's really good in this show, both being encouraging and gentle with the kids, but also being like a Jedi Master and being a little strict.
Yeah.
He's really good at writing that line, acting wise, I guess.
Yeah, and this would be the first live action black actor led anything. So he was great. He was the first CG character.
Yeah.
That's the end of that sentence, right? If you think about it.
First full CG character.
Full CG in film, acted character.
Yeah.
That was him. Jar Jar was, as much as Jar Jar sucked, as far as technology goes, that was a feat. Like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. I mean, it was a thing that people had not done before.
Yeah.
So he was in Star Wars, he has been the first CG character in film to have been in a live action film. And now he's the first lead black person in a Star Wars anything, in a live action anything, which is really cool.
Yeah. Anyway, go watch it. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's
really
I think
fun. Even if you don't have kids, go watch it. It's great.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out the same week that we decided not to record, when all of the Black Lives Matter stuff was going on and there were more important things to focus on. The show was supposed to air that week, but they decided to push it a week as well. So at least the first 2 episodes are up.
The third one's up
by now
too.
There might be a third one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely go watch it.
Yeah. It's great. Speaking of purple lightsabers, that really bothered me when I was building mine. So I built a Galaxy's Edge lightsaber last year when we went.
It was beautiful. The whole ceremony was
incredible. Yes, incredible. incredible experience. I love my lightsaber like a child.
Do you remember Disney? Do you remember when Disney existed?
Do you remember when it was okay to be in a crowd?
Do you remember other people? Can you imagine just standing in a room with 25 other people at this point, like ever again?
How much fear that would bring into your
How
heart.
terrifying it is now, whereas then it didn't even pop into my brain that all of them were diseased.
So I built a lightsaber there. I chose a purple kyber crystal for the blade. And the experience leader, like the I forget what they called him. The
Grand Poobah.
yeah, the Grand Poobah of lightsabers was like, purple blade, invoking the spirit of Darth Revan, I see. I was like, man, fuck you. Jedi can have purple lightsabers.
Right. And you didn't you use some of the pieces of the Jedi
The ancient
Temple guard?
Yeah, that was the
That was
the protection and defense
right.
line is what I chose from. So yeah, it's all these ancient Jedi Temple pieces.
Maybe he was going for deep cut and not apparent.
Maybe,
like
yeah. Maybe because Mace Windu was like
wanted
the
to say
Jedi
names
Master.
that most people wouldn't know.
Maybe, yeah. But it was like, I mean, I guess Darth Revan started as a Jedi, didn't
Right.
he?
He had Jedi tendencies. Yeah, he was a Jedi.
And then now Kelleran Beck apparently has a purple lightsaber.
More purple in Star Wars.
So screw you. I purposely didn't choose a yellow blade, which would have matched with the match.
Yeah, because it would have
more
just been-
typically matched with the ancient Jedi pieces because it was too predictable.
Yeah, it would have just been the Temple Guard lightsaber. at
Right,
that
and I
point.
didn't want
Yeah.
that. I wanted my own. So screw your blues and greens.
Other than Jedi Temple Challenge, everything else has been canceled or moved, except for some new things that have been announced. Since then.
Everything in life has been canceled and moved.
Yep.
For
That's
multiple reasons.
pretty much it. Actually, as of recording this, or the day after this episode comes out, Star Wars Alphabet Squadron Shadowfall, the second book in the Alphabet Squadron trilogy, comes out. So read that.
Tomorrow. Right?
Yeah. As of this episode releasing, tomorrow. Michael, you have 3 days to read the first one.
Cool. 3 days to read all of the Thrawn books.
You
Oh, no, I
haven't
read the first one.
Okay, I was about to say.
I read the first one.
How dare you?
I just told you I read the first one.
Oh, no.
And then read the Wikipedia page. No, I actually read that book. Have not read the second one or the third one. Have not read First Alphabet Squadron. Still have not read Aftermath. Any of them. All three.
Jeez.
Have not.
There's so much Star Wars that exists that you're not even privy to.
Have not read most of the other books.
Jeez.
So
That's so sad.
yeah, I will catch up on about probably 15 books over the weekend.
Sure. It's taken you this many years to not read them. I'm sure 3 days is good.
It's an art at this point. Avoiding Star Wars while also having a Star Wars podcast.
There's like so much more work you have to put into it to be able to talk about it.
You're kidding me? This is what I have to do? Why did I ever choose to do this?
The first Alphabet Squadron was really good, so I'm very excited for the second one.
I'll take your word.
Well,
Speaking of squadrons
and pilots and
words,
words,
there's
sure.
several in this.
Here's some more of mine. Since again everything's been canceled, EA had an announcement for a new video game because all of the conventions where announcements for video games would exist no longer happen. So
Conventions are done for the rest of
I hope so.
the world.
What's the point? It was so much more convenient to just get the dump of information and news from video game companies than having a whole presentation that lasted 4 hours with
where
people
there's
talking in between.
a stream broken that they shut down halfway so you can't
Right.
see the trailer.
Exactly.
And you wait another hour to actually get it posted online.
Yeah, like the PS5 reveal video with all the videos
Yeah.
of video games. It was so straightforward. All the information.
Right. The only reason
Done.
people go to those conventions is to
Yes.
know about that kind of stuff.
But EA announced that the video game Star Wars Squadrons is coming out, which is what ended up being that Star Wars Maverick project that was
Right.
leaked a while back that people thought was going to be like a
Remastered Rogue Squadron.
remastered Rogue Squadron, but it's just a brand new Squadrons video game. It takes place after the second Death Star has been destroyed, so it's in that whole Shattered Empire period.
Yeah.
It's 5v5 dogfights for multiplayer, but it does have a single player story that alternates back and forth between a Republic and an Empire squadron.
I think you actually get to choose. So, well, I don't know. Well,
The
There
thing
was
I was
one
reading today
screen.
is the story alternates between the two squadrons,
okay.
like the single player story does.
So you don't like complete the Republic track and then go back and complete the Empire
I think the
track.
story just like flips back and forth between the two sides.
That's interesting.
The Republic squadron is Vanguard squadron led by Lyndon Javes, and the Empire squadron is Titan squadron led by Teresa Carell.
Nice.
The Republic command ship is called the Temperance, and the Empire command ship is called the Overseer.
Star
So
Destroyer.
The Star Destroyer is the Overseer.
Has that been in one of the books, the Overseer? That looks familiar. Or is this a new ship that we haven't?
The Overseer does really actually sound familiar now
Doesn't
that you
it?
say it.
Keep talking. And I'll
But
look
it also features the first Starhawk ship of the Republic, the ships that are made from the pieces of the Death Star that have a tractor
Really?
beam that's like 10 times stronger than the Star Destroyers.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you remember those?
No.
So they've been in a few other canon things, and I think they came from
A Starhawk?
yeah. I think there was one in the Battle of Jakku. Let's see. In the Battle of Jakku, yeah, when they had to evacuate the Radis, they fell back to one of their to a Starhawk. And let's see, it is
Interesting.
I'm trying to remember. It's from the Nadiri dockyards. There's two variants, a Mark 1 Starhawk and a Mark 2. But yeah, it is I'm trying to find the full information if I remember correctly. Yeah, it has a lot of it was built from pieces of the Death Star after having been destroyed at Endor. And I think it originated in Legends canon, but they brought it back, I think, with when the Battle of Jakku information came back around. I know there was one in it first appeared in Aftermath Life Debt in the new canon.
Okay.
I think there's been some in Battlefront 2. There was more mention of the same Starhawk in Aftermath Empire's End. But yeah, it's built. It was the first capital ship commissioned by the New Republic. It's
Built from salvaged Imperial Star Destroyers at a secret location. That's what the databank says, anyway.
Is that what the databank one says?
Yeah.
Okay. And then yeah, it has like I think it was a tractor beam that was more powerful than Star Destroyers and everything. So it features one of the first, I think the first Starhawk that they built in that period, which will be interesting. But crossplay between PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Yeah. And it actually comes out October of this year, October 2nd.
Although console players playing against PC players, I wonder how fair that's going to be.
Not.
I wonder if you'll be able to filter like the
Imagine
platform
controlling a TIE fighter with your thumbstick on your PlayStation 4
versus someone
the
with
DPI of a gaming mouse.
Or someone with like a full flight stick
Or flight stick.
flight sim setup, you know?
I mean, yeah, where you can flip a TIE fighter around with a mouse compared to a joystick. I don't know how, that will be interesting. I am fully prepared to be horrible at it.
Yeah.
But there's no way in hell I'm not going to play it. Because Rogue Squadron was such a good game that I played so much as a child, and I I was also bad at that and crashed into everything all the time.
Did
But
you play the X-Wing and TIE Fighter games too
Yes.
before Rogue Squadron?
Yes, I did.
This sounds more like that, where it's like you have very
Kind of, yeah.
intricate control over the systems in your ship.
It's more like a flight sim almost. I mean,
Right.
the gameplay video they put out has the entire cockpit with the targeting systems and the shield systems and just everything.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be that, you know, grandma that's looking down trying to type an email while I fly
While
into
you're
the
being
side of I fly into the side of a Starhawk because I'm not paying attention to
Right.
what's like, where's the shield? Oh,
What button was shield?
I mean, that's the kind of pilots I guess they got for the Republic, anyways, because they were just trying to put it back together. How do you fly one of these alphabet wings?
Now, what does that red flashing icon mean?
Does that mean I'm going to be? And then, you know, the end. That's exactly me while I'm playing.
Rebellion and the New Republic and the Empire will have unlimited supply of grandmas.
Right, yeah. It's gonna
fly their
yeah, it's gonna be
ships.
real bad when I play, but
It's gonna be fun.
Love it.
I'm really excited for this one. I will probably end up getting a joystick again, and I haven't had a joystick for my computer since
Yeah.
the 90s.
Right.
When I used to play real flight simulators.
It's true. Yeah, I kind of have to, right? I don't know if I have a choice to not.
If you play on a PC, yeah. Unless you use a controller.
And it supports VR.
Yeah.
So to have a VR headset and a flight stick. Ooh. Oh,
You would never leave your office.
no.
Well, you don't anyway, but
Then I just need like a haptic feedback suit and I'm in Ready Player One. Oh, man.
doesn't everyone need a haptic feedback?
Yes. I think that's what skin is.
Just on the internet.
Just, no. No one needs feedback from the internet,
No?
let alone haptic feedback from the internet.
If you could punch somebody over the internet, you would do it, right?
Yes.
If
certainly.
you knew something would make them feel that punch,
An
you would do
actual
it,
punch?
right? Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I'd pay to do it. Well, that's all about that.
Goodbye.
No, Star Wars Squadrons is great. I'm a little bummed that they still. Well, yes, that's an exciting next game. Still, nothing has come out of the other because there was going to be, obviously we got Jedi Fallen Order and there's supposed to be a second one in the works.
Oh, the old Respawn studio head? Was it Respawn?
There was a writer from
Uncharted?
Uncharted, and I think stuff from that game got repurposed for Fallen Order.
Yeah.
But as much as this is I think this is a much cooler and better game than say Battlefront. Just giving us another one of those. I still want another Star Wars game that's not just the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. What are those Japanese games where it's all story
A
based?
visual novel?
Yeah, like that.
Just,
That and it's a political drama.
the kind of game where like just the picture of someone slides in from
Yeah.
the like fade slides into
Yeah.
from the side to
Like
talk
Carmen
to you.
Sandiego without the puzzles. Yeah. Where you're just talking to the
You're just talking to everyone.
you have the screenshots of the people and
And you
the
just make,
subtitles.
yeah. Sure. There's got to be a
That's
Star
what you
Wars
want,
visual
right?
novel somewhere on the internet. I mean, there's probably a lot of nudity in it, but there's got to be one out there.
Shipping all sorts of situations you probably never wanted to know about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That's what we're looking for, really. Truly.
It's a droid dating sim.
Speaking of this game, though.
Speaking of droid dating sim,
Yeah.
back to that haptic feedback suit.
Having one is very important. I wish they would bring back land campaigns, or at least have like a land campaign as part of the at least multiplayer.
Yeah.
You know, like because that was part of Rogue Squadron. You would have. Actually, was Rogue Squadron all?
I don't know if any of it was technically in space. Was
I'm
it?
trying to think now.
I don't think it ever was in space.
Shadows of the Empire had a couple space levels. In La Fly, I mean that was mostly a first-person shooter, but there were a couple space flying levels.
Mm-hmm.
Those were fun. I remember playing those on like Nintendo 64. I'm trying to think. Did Rogue Squadron
I don't think it did.
I think it did. Gosh, I can't remember now.
If it did, I mean, you'd probably fly very shortly until you hit the fake wall and have to get spun around.
Well, was there a trench?
And I'm sure this game will have land-based.
Was there a trench run, like an unlockable trench run level in Rogue Squadron? I think there was.
I mean, from Squadrons, I mean, always we didn't see much as far as gameplay or levels or what's going to be in it. So I'm sure there's going to be land-based missions.
Maybe DLC. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, even just the dogfights, I think it'd be really cool to have land-based one with canyons and stuff that you can fly through, because that's classic Star Wars, to fly through canyons and, you know, turn your X-wing sideways to fit through a gap that a TIE fighter can't. You know? They have to give you that feeling. So I feel like there's going to be levels of that sort. I mean, hell, seeing as when this is the Battle of Jakku, I mean, you could have Jakku as a level, right?
I'm trying to think of the timeline for that.
I mean, this is the post-second Death Star in the Battle of Jakku wasn't that far after.
Yeah, that's true.
That was one of the last like big battles.
Yeah, that was
So,
before the peace treaty.
You could have the run through the destroyed, Star Destroyer
That's
on
true.
Jakku.
Yeah, yeah, you could.
Or maybe you end up in that battle as part of the campaign.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool. Especially since there was a Starhawk in that battle, canonically. We figured it out. The whole game. No, I'm very excited for it. I think it'll be really cool. Well, other than that, well, I do want to talk about this game more. I think it's really cool that both the squadron leaders are not white.
Yeah.
The squadron leader for the Republic is Lyndon Javes, who, from the gameplay or from the database entry, looks to be a black man. The squadron leader for the Empire, who is canonically a white organization who hates all other races and aliens specifically.
Well, yeah, it's mostly non-aliens.
Just non-aliens.
Yeah.
But their squadron leader is a female, an Asian female.
Nice.
Which, again, Star Wars fans have not treated Asian females very well.
No kidding.
Especially recently.
Ridiculous.
With the last few movies. So I think it's one, important that they're leaning into it and not shying away from it. And I think it's important from a representation standpoint, where, especially for the Empire, where it's extremely easy for every person on that squadron to be a white male, let alone being any females, but to then have a non-white female as a lead. Which obviously has happened in books, stuff like Alphabet Squadron. There's been a lot of female representation in that. There's actually been like non-binary representation in Alphabet Squadron.
Yeah, and in
Last
Shot, right?
In Last Shot, there's stuff, and obviously there's gay characters in
Last Shot, is that what the novel
Aftermath
was called?
books, which everyone got angry about. But I appreciate that they're leaning into the fact that they're not shying away from representation in Star Wars, because that's definitely been an issue in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Of the outcry of people angry about representation in Star Wars, but making it apparent that it's not going to go away.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, get out. We don't want you here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just say that for this podcast. If you don't like it, you can get out. I don't want you here, right? You're not welcome to listen to this podcast if you are angered by a black man or an Asian woman being in a Star Wars video game.
Right.
Especially as a lead or otherwise.
Agreed.
So I think it's, I mean, just while it's a small detail to me as a white male, for other people that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's easy to overlook that, and I'm glad that they're continuing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because honestly, I mean, you know, we got Fallen Order, but once again, white male lead in Fallen Order. There was the other Jedi that was a main character was a black female, but otherwise white male lead. Great representation there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that probably could have done better as a representation in video games, but you know, whatever. They're working at it. They're getting it's a work in progress.
Steps.
baby steps.
You gotta take steps.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron had levels on non-atmospheric moons. That counts as a space battle.
Yes, so non-atmosphere. It's not space. It's just non-atmospheric.
There was a ground, but no atmosphere.
Great. So it's that no man. It's that gray area between space and atmosphere.
So space is not lack of ground.
Got it.
That's established.
Okay. Couldn't you just say that about anywhere in space? Just
which means
it's just non-atmospheric.
Underwater in space.
Oh. There are some places that are basically space because it's so far underwater.
It's true. There's a ground, but sometimes there is.
There's some places we're not even sure if there's a ground. I mean, one can assume. But Marianas Trench, we don't know.
We are assured that there is a ground at some point, even if you can't see it.
Maybe there's a wormhole. We don't know. No one's been there. Who's to say? As of last episode, we established that's the planet's butthole.
What I'm trying to say is, if I can't see it, I don't believe in it.
Great. There's just
I have some other thoughts along these lines.
Oh no. Anyways, moving on. Well, of the things that are still happening, these are not.
It's a good segue.
Thanks.
Not related to anything. It doesn't make sense.
Well, Star Wars Celebration, no longer happening. It has been canceled until 2022.
Well, okay, come on. Yeah, the next celebration. The one that was scheduled was the one that was canceled.
The one that was canceled.
Celebration in general.
Because Celebration is every 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, this Celebration this summer or fall, whatever it would have been, is canceled, and it will happen again in Anaheim on 2022.
Yes.
So the question now, which they have not said anything, is
how do we find about all the things that aren't happening?
What will be happening instead of Celebration? Because I think it's safe to assume, much like with E3 and all those conventions getting canceled, the announcements still have to happen.
Well,
so I've heard from, or I've seen from people that are in the know saying that there's still conversations around what that will look like and how it will exist digitally. You know, whether it's a multi-day thing with, you know, live streamed videos.
Because even like a thing like Star Wars show isn't really happening right now. So
no, yeah,
and probably couldn't be filmed.
Yeah, I saw someone even talking about them planning to have a because all the convention exclusives for Celebration would have already been produced.
Yes, you're right.
And available.
I didn't think about that.
So there, someone was saying that there's even been talk being thrown around of like a convention store online. With you know, that whole process. One, the website will never be up to access, and two, everything will be gone by the time you actually get on it.
Right. Yeah, I'm already having
the anxiety of being up at 4 a.m. trying to
pre-order
refresh.
anxiety.
Yeah. So I don't know what that'll look like. If it'll be per shop to have something on their own website, or if there will be like some main portal to access things.
I guess though, even a Celebration, if you were in line, you're not guaranteed the thing. Not all the time.
It's true. And yeah, and keeping people from being in all the lines at once, and like how that's just a whole thing that's gonna have to happen. But yeah, so all the convention exclusives that would have been available have been produced at this point, most likely. So they're going to have to be able to still sell those.
Right.
And then all the announcements are going to have to happen at some point as well. Because the other thing that was pushed too was the whole High Republic series that was supposed to start in September, if I remember correctly.
This fall, at least.
August. It was supposed to start in August. The first novel, the Charles Soule one, the High Republic, Light of the Jedi, was supposed to come out in August.
Right.
And now it has been pushed to January 5th. And then Claudia Gray's young adult novel, The High Republic Into the Dark, has been moved to February 2nd. So all of the High Republic stuff that was supposed to come out this year and around Celebration too, have been pushed to next year as well. So until whatever the supposed celebration is, there's nothing else that has been announced. And the things that were announced that would have been available at Celebration, like the High Republic books, have also been pushed.
Right.
Which means any other new books that would have been announced have probably also been pushed.
Maybe. I'm trying to figure out why, like Charles Soule's novel, that has to be done by now.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, like a lot of things that have been pushed, I think just the production of books, because factories and places like that were shut down for months.
But why
There's
would
a big delay there? But delaying it to January is a long time from August.
And the digital copies. Why would you have to delay that too?
Right.
You know?
It's the whole argument of why Fast and Furious 9 was delayed. All these other movies went up on streaming. Why not you?
Is it done?
It was supposed to come out this summer.
Oh,
I believe it was it was supposed to come out, I think.
Even for that, like, I could understand it having problems with post-production. You know, like post-production's a bottleneck because everybody's working from home and, you know, maybe workflow's limited or whatever. Manpower's limited. But
I don't know. Mandalorian's doing it.
For a thing like a novel, there's no post-production is printing, you know?
Right.
Why? I could understand that being a bottleneck, but not like a digital copy. Why?
Yeah.
Release it. You cowards.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in theaters on May 22nd, Fast and Furious 9.
Oh, wow.
May 22nd.
And it was delayed until when?
They pushed it an entire year.
A year?
Basically, April 2nd, 2021.
We talked about this with another movie, too, recently. It's like, what are they... It truly is not about getting people to see the movie. It's about how can this make the most money it possibly can.
Because, I mean, Disney could have done that with Onward and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That they just put up on Disney Plus.
Right.
Which
they can use to drive subscribers.
Made zero money.
Well, I mean, they could use it to drive subscriptions, but
sure,
make some money off it.
But I enjoyed that.
But yeah, it's not based on how can we squeeze every last cent out of this thing.
I mean, it's Fast and Furious 9. First off, your fans are irrational to start with. The premise of them being fans...
Put it on VOD.
Right, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Make them pay for it.
Make them pay.
Don't put it on
the price of a movie ticket. Make it a $12 rental.
Yeah.
And all of them would still watch it and pay for it.
Probably.
To do so. But yeah, there's so many movies like that have just pushed like an entire year instead of just coming out. We're just like you're saying with the High Republic. If it was to come out in August, that means it would have been ready by now and have been
most likely. I mean, we're
being produced and prepared.
Well, when did they
final editing and production would have happened probably in the last, would have been around now.
At the very least, delay it, a couple months, not until the next year.
But not releasing it digitally doesn't make any sense because it would have been ready.
And with a thing like a book, I mean, are physical copies really selling that much? To where
I don't know. You're the one that keeps buying them physically. Of the two of us, you're the only one that keeps buying them in real hard copies.
The two books that I do read, I have bought them physically.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I haven't bought a physical book in so many years.
Really? I like having physical books.
Trying to think if they're the only.
Let me look for a book on the shelf that has no books on it.
Exactly. I think the Star Wars Visual Dictionary is the only thing I've bought not digitally because obviously.
It's got pretty pictures in it for you to look at.
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, I just buy everything on Kindle.
Think of words as pictures Without. How do I pull this off?
No,
Hold on.
it's already ruined. Are we at 114 mistakes again?
I don't know. We do need to go 114 minutes.
Oh no.
That's one mistake per minute.
Oh gosh. It's too many.
Otherwise, we're really going to have to start cramming these mistakes in here.
I mean, it doesn't really make sense. Delay the physical release, sure, because
Think of words
the
as
production.
pictures that require a college education. There you go.
Is that when you learned words?
Yeah. You didn't.
You showed up to your gen ed classes in college. You're like, shit, I got to learn what these things mean. Teacher,
Wow.
I don't understand these symbols.
Excuse me.
Well, those
what?
are math expressions. No. This one here. Should be chapter 1?
Well, a chapter is. Oh, hold on. Oh, whoa. We're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Say that again. I'm gonna take notes. Shit, how do I take notes? Just scratches.
Yeah,
You just start
I'm
drawing
Charlie.
actual pictures.
Yeah.
It's caveman drawings of
The irony is, I can draw beautifully.
right. Makes no sense whatsoever.
I did it.
No, I would argue.
No.
Against that. But yeah, I really don't understand why it couldn't have just come out digitally. And if people wanted to get it that way, just, if they wanted to get a hard copy, people who want a hard copy of the book will get a hard copy of it when it's available.
It's like, it's like streaming music versus records.
Right.
There's an audience for records, and people who will pay for records to have a physical thing will wait until that's available.
Right.
Or at the very least buy both.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like the market for that's small, and you're still going to get your money for that. But really, release it for everybody else who doesn't care.
Yeah, and for the people that don't pay attention to digital releases like that, would never know. Right? If you're going to the bookstore to look for a new book and see a Star Wars book on the shelf,
Exactly.
Or don't,
Do you want
you're
those
not gonna
people
think-
reading your book anyway? No.
yeah, you're not. Sure. You're not going to think like, I wonder if there's a new Star Wars book digitally that I don't see here. That's not something you go to the bookstore.
Excuse me. Why are you here?
Are there people like that for bookstores like there are for Best Buy, where you go to Best Buy to look at the TV so you can buy it online because I'm not paying Best Buy for one of these things? Do you go to a bookstore to look for books and then buy them online?
Oh, these words. I'm really loving these words.
I got to learn what these things are.
I'm loving these words. I'm going to go get it on my computer, though. These are some great words. You've convinced me.
Is there people that do that browse at bookstores to find books and then go home and buy them on Kindle and or Amazon for cheaper?
In this world, probably. In these wonderful times we're living in.
This leads me to another question. Barnes & Noble, do they still have the Nook?
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's
First,
still a
why?
thing.
Second,
Why?
Second, can you go to Barnes & Noble, find a book, and then buy the Nook copy there?
Maybe.
Is there like a scanning station for purchasing Nook copies
I would
of
like to
books?
purchase this book. First, I will buy the Nook device, set it up, sign in. Now, please put these words on this.
What a weird concept to have a device where you can download any book you want, but you have to go to the store and scan a QR code to buy it. Like you have to go to the store, you have to find the book, and then they have to destroy that copy because you've bought one, so they can't have an extra one. There has to be an exact number.
Oh, this is a confusing world.
See, you've purchased this book, but we're giving it to you digitally, so this one can't exist anymore, so we have to get rid of it.
Isn't that like if you want to buy a video game, you take your console to Best Buy and you say, please put this in here?
Right. If you want the digital copy? Yes. Why is that not a thing?
I want to play this inside here.
You know, the way Best Buy works, I am sure that is a Geek Squad service where they will download a video game for you
Probably.
onto your video game console because you don't know how it works, and they'll charge you 5 times as much.
Probably, because if you're in a Best Buy, you're the market for that.
If you're in a Best Buy, you already don't know what you're doing.
Exactly. You've made your only mistake.
You go to Best Buy for the Magnolia Room and to see the TVs in person. This is the only reason you're in a Best Buy.
Why are there trees in Best Buy?
Not those magnolias, the speaker magnolias.
Steel magnolias.
You are either buying steel magnolias on Blu-ray or you're looking at TVs.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Sure, it's my 5th copy of Steel Magnolias. But
It's the
you
only
know
movie
what?
they sell. I have to buy it.
When it's in the bargain bin, I'm getting it.
Steel magnolias everywhere. In all the bins, on all the shelves.
Every bin.
Wow, this is Best Buy now. There's a wall of TVs, and then everything else is Steel Magnolias. Same displays everywhere where they have like the phone booths, but instead of all the phones, it's Steel Magnolia.
It's just the little DVD cases that look like the size of phones.
Yeah.
Like PSP game cases, like the little cases
Yeah.
that look like the size of a
And like
note.
the big banners, the big circle banners that get your attention, but it's all Steel Magnolias. And there's Steel Magnolias behind glass, but then Steel Magnolias on the shelf right next to it.
What a horrible world we've created. You have to buy digital books in a store, and Best Buy is just the Steel Magnolia store for some reason. Once again, we've ruined the world with our suggestions.
Yep, at the last 10 minutes of the episode, too.
And then you get home and you watch Steel Magnolias with your haptic feedback suit on, and you feel the emotions.
That's true.
Because if you don't cry watching Steel Magnolias, then you're not a human.
Okay.
That's it. Just go
think-
watch Steel
I
Magnolias.
think we did.
Go watch Steel Magnolias and look at a TV at Best Buy.
What other Star Wars things have happened?
0.
Have you interacted with Star Wars at all?
This is a good question.
Besides Jedi Temple Challenge?
I don't even think we talked about talking about Squadrons, because it just thinking about Steel Magnolias for some reason brought me back there. Don't ask me why. In the gameplay footage, there were shots of Hera, as well as Admiral Ray Sloan.
Yes.
So bringing in characters from all the stuffs.
Other things. I wonder if we'll end up seeing like Inferno Squadron from Battlefront 2 and the book.
Or Alphabet Squadron.
Or Alphabet Squadron. Yeah, I wonder if we'll see references to other stuff like that.
In the time frame around that, because that was, I mean, the Alphabet Squadron.
Or like
she defected from the Empire, so that'd be really cool to see them. At that
what's her
point.
name? Like Poe's mom and dad. Well, I guess they kind of settled down by the time they were married. But Poe's mom at least was a pilot from the Shattered Empire comic series. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I forget her name. I was trying to think of it.
I
I mean, you saw Wedge in the thing too.
and Wedge was in it. Damn.
This is when everyone still cared. Like
What?
right at the Wedge, when everyone was still involved.
Oh,
Because it was right at the end.
yeah.
Are there fireworks happening outside? Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if that's being picked up on the microphones at all, but there's definitely fireworks happening outside.
We did it. We reached the end of the episode. This is the end of the podcast,
As
Tyler.
always, when we reach our appropriate number of mistakes, my wife runs into the yard and shoots off fireworks. If you haven't heard them before and we've never referenced them for 113 other times,
We did it.
then you're our fault. That's another mistake to add to it. Add to the list.
That is mistake 114.
And with that, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
This is Tyler.
This is Michael.
Goodbye.
Pokey religions and ancient weapons. Pokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster, true sight.